that happen. Yeah.
All right. So let's go to the fourth question. And I think we're gonna wrap it up with this question right here. The fourth question is relationships this generation. This was a Daniel brought this up, which is he was basically saying relationships now during these times compared to back in the day, we are more quick to give up. And I was telling him, I was like, I think it's because we're just not like with the bullshit anymore. We're just like, you know what? I got options. I don't have to do this. You know. So Daniel, can you go more in depth about it? Like explain it a little bit more.
Basically what me and Ashley was talking about was more so is I think in our generation, like she said, we're quick to give up because we have a form of pride that we basically pulled out of our butts. You know what I'm saying? Like our pride is so thick that we can't A, admit when we're wrong, B, accept that you may not have won that argument at that time. You know what I'm saying? That person was making better points than you, things of that, there's anything like that. And it's just, we're so, I don't got to deal with this. I don't have to deal with this at all. So you know what? F you and your family. I'm going to go over here.
Ooh,
and we
I'll
have
tell
this,
somebody. I'll talk about somebody's mom in a minute. Ooh.
We have this whole, like, we have this thought that our relationships are supposed to be perfect. That's where a lot of the thought is with a lot of people. Not everybody. But they say, or it's perfect for what you feel like that's your take. Like the deal breakers are so thick that like, okay, yeah, we'll work through anything except this. And that could be something that could be worked through. You get what I'm saying? So I just feel like back in the day, I feel like it was different because a lot of times they had to stay. They had to work it out. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Like they had them 12, 13 kids that they had
right.
to be.
or just the situation of, you know, women weren't necessarily, they were housewives back then. They wasn't as working, empowered, independent, strong women like today. No offense to the people in that generation, but that's just how it was. Daddy brought home the bacon, mommy cooked it. You know what I'm saying? So like now that women are so much stronger, so much outspoken, a lot of times it was like, well, there's just certain things I won't take, boo-boo. And that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? And that's totally fine. That's totally fine. But I guess for me, it's as though it's like, this is something that could be really minuscule. This is something that can be sorted out with simple conversation. A simple conversation on that, communication, but we don't do that. We're just ready to close the door. Making sense what I'm saying?
It does. Let me ask you a question. Is cheating a deal breaker for you?
Absolutely. That is something that I have.
Really? Now?
Absolutely. I take pride. I take pride in being able to say with confidence that I have never committed any form of infidelity in any relationship I've ever been in. I've never cheated a day in my life. And I hold who I am talking to that same standard. And by when I say that, I hold them to the standard of we're conversing, we're talking. Now the conversation's coming up where we're going to be exclusive. Now the conversation's coming up where we're going to get into that relationship. All right, well, let's talk about it. If you cheat on me, there ain't no coming back. That's just what it is. Because I'm not going to cheat on you. If I see, like I told y'all earlier, I'm not just searching for a girlfriend. And I'm not searching for a girl that's content with only being a girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? So if you're going to have, like, be unfaithful, you can do that over there. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like, and well, no, I'm not going to say that. But yes, that's an absolute deal breaker. Because I would never cheat. I'm going to leave first. Like, I'm out of here.
Okay, so if she cheated, of course you're upset, you're angry, you would have never done this to her. Is it possible to, because there's all types of steps in marriages and stuff, is it possible to just legally separate, but in the process of legally separating, meaning there's paperwork involved, you know, not no black people separate, you know, Where you over here with your new girlfriend, she over here with her man, but y'all still legally separated. Would you be open to counseling so you can figure out her mindset of why she stepped out on this relationship, even though you were like this great guy, not a perfect guy, because ain't nobody perfect, but you're this great guy. Mm-hmm. Like, what was it that she was going through? Like, isn't there a part of you that is curious to know, like, well, I'm doing everything, like we got this beautiful relationship, this beautiful family, and she stepped out on me. So would you be open to that?
I'm always gonna want closure. I'm always gonna want closure. That's not a problem. Closure is needed because that's what helps heal the trust issues. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm gonna talk to her. I'm not gonna be like, you know what, just get out. Like, I don't want. No, we're gonna talk. Why'd you do what you did? Why you felt like you had to do what you did? This is not no resolution though. This is not, okay, we're gonna work this out, because I told you not when we got married, not when, I told you when we got together. You know what, them teachers that I have one warning at the beginning of every school semester. This is you do this, you out of here. And there is no chance. That's just how it is with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm willing to work through anything else but that. I'm willing to work through, well, I mean, I say that broadly. There's a lot of bad things. She killed somebody. I don't know. It might be. But I'm just saying, like, we can talk about working through anything except infidelity. Because just like you said, no matter if we have the closure and we work it out, there's still going to be something in the back of my head that's like, okay, what else am I going to do wrong to make her step out? She done did it once.
Okay, well, you brought up a great point, because I don't believe in people trying it again or getting back together if you know you can't trust that person. If your mind is always wondering, like, is she really going to work? Is she really doing overtime? Is she really texting her sister? So if you know you can't mentally, like, let it go, then yeah, let it go.
Because that's honestly and truly, I've actually had a conversation with Cortney about this a long time ago, like last year or something like that. And I told her, like, I'm me personally getting vulnerable again. I'm a bit of an overthinker. That's something that I work on, and it's not just in relationships. So I don't think it necessarily stems from heartbreak, but it plays a part. You know what I'm saying?
Scorpio?
I am. I was born November 14th.
Yes, I knew it.
But it's just a simple fact that I overthink about a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? I have a job interview. You guys, my mom, I'll be having job interviews, and I'm like, man, I just don't know. I said this thing, I feel like I sounded stupid. Like, he probably like don't think my credentials are enough. So now that stems from me having baggage that I'm working on. You know what I'm saying? But now I'm still overthinking even more after she done stepped out on me. So I've done something wrong. You told me that there's something that I've done that made you step out, right? So that means every time I do something, you're gonna step out. I can't live like that. I'll lose sleep. You know what I'm saying? So now if I make you mad, you gonna call your ex? Now if I make you mad, you gonna call Tommy down the street because I left the seat up and you dunked your donut? Like,
and it's okay. Women would be like, now you being petty. Now you just being petty.
But it's the truth though. Am I making sense?
I'm a Scorpio. I get it.
And I just don't have the time to not be secure in my relationship. And after you break that trust, I just don't think, and I'm not going to say never, but I just don't think that I can be secure in that relationship anymore. I just don't think that I can feel secure in that relationship. And it has nothing to do with insecurity. I know that's the opposite,
right?
But it's just a simple fact of I can be doing everything for you. Everything for you. I could be taking care of the bills. I could be rubbing your feet at night. I could be cooking you dinner. I could be doing all that. You still step out on me because of one thing. You're gonna do it again. Yeah. And you know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, I can't. That's perfect. What Karen Smith said. She said, just constantly wondering if you're enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm doing enough. A lot of people worry about doing too much. I always worry about doing enough.
Right.
Because if there's something I'm not doing to keep your attention, and if that's the case, you might as well just break up with me, baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would respect you so much more. I would respect you so much more if you was just like, Daniel, I just can't do this. Somebody else has my attention. I'm and I feel like I'm on the verge of cheating. Cool. Deuces. I respect you. I hope the best for you. I'm gonna be upset. I might be mad at you. I might, slander you. But it's a simple fact that if I'd rather you leave me than cheat on me.
Daniel, I totally agree. But the way you was like, she come to you and say, I don't think I can do this. You say, cool, deuces.
No, I'm not gonna be like that. Obviously, I'm gonna act like a human.
We're Scorpios. So I don't want us to be like, you see Daniel wife? And then we be like on her Facebook status, going to Hawaii. Don't be done chopped up and put it in the backyard now. Like, don't be like,
Nah,
but I get what you said.
Like you said, you're a Scorpio, you know the anger thing. And I've worked on that a long time. But at the same time, rejection, failure in relationships, hurt, that's a familiar feeling. You know what I'm saying? So it's not something that I can necessarily I will react off of in a negative manner, because I done had my times where I done punched the wall. I done had my times where I done got mad. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm through that now. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a familiar feeling. I would be more surprised if the relationship worked out than if it didn't. You know what I'm saying? So my fear in relationships is never failure. My fear in relationships is the success. Oh, I could be actually talking to my wife. I could be actually talking to them. That's scary, because this might be real. But in that circumstance, I won't react in that negative manner, because of course, I won't be like that. I won't be like, cool, but I'd be like, look, man, I'm not surprised.
Right.
And I'm rambling. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Because I totally get it.
I agree with you completely, like on both statements. I know the original question was
relationships
about
this generation,
the relationships in this generation and stuff like that. But with both of your statements, I agree completely. My answer to the question is, I think it's because, there's different circumstances now. Like Ashley said earlier, we have more options. Women aren't just, being housewives, and they don't have to be like, right. Oh, well, Jim's making all the money. So, even though he cheated on me 4 times,
they don't feel stuck anymore.
Yeah, I don't have to stay with him just for financial security. I don't have to stay with him because I can't get my own house. Women are working nowadays. Right. Well, I don't know. I'll be kind of iffy about that. But, women are working nowadays, so they can, go off. They don't need a man to, do stuff like that as well. I think when you think about like what people are willing to work with, and it's all circumstantial. Like, I'm with you on the cheating. Like, I'm not doing cheating. Especially going back to what Karen said about like always wondering if you're enough. Like, I can have all the closure in the world. I can't, me personally, with how sensitive I am, I cannot handle wondering if I'm enough. I can't handle. I'll have breakdown after breakdown after breakdown. And then you may have changed, you may have done everything you could to change, but
it's always going to be right there. It's always going to be right there.
And the way that I'm a Leo, so listen, when my pride is hurt, it's hurt. I can't handle that. So like, I think that's what it is. It's just a matter of circumstantial. Like, if you have anger problems, maybe I could sit there and I could sit there and work with you, encourage you to go to therapy, help pay for a therapist to work through your anger problem. It's all circumstantial. It all depends on what the situation is. I think Generation Z might have a thing about like not being able to or not willing to do the work because they have so many options as well, that millennials,
it's too easy to walk away.
But Generation Z is like, I think they don't believe in monogamy. I don't think Generation Z believes in monogamy. I don't think culture right now believes in monogamy. So they're already ready to like any little thing. They're like, oh, I'm going to talk to somebody else now.
Yeah. But it's too easy. I think it is. It's just too easy to walk away. You know what I'm saying? And nobody's willing to say, hey, let's fix this. But it's way too easy to walk away for males and females.
And I think Sugar said something earlier about like there's no soft spoken. I can't find the comment, but she was said something about there's no soft spoken or something like that.
Compassionate, like when we was talking when Sean was here, Swamp was here, she was saying about, remember he was, you know, talking about women are gangsters, like they too rough, you know.
Right.
But
and I don't think that's necessarily true. I mean, I see where the comment stems from, or where that statement stems from, but I don't think that's necessarily true. I think that's just dependent on what women will deal with nowadays. I know me, I think I would deal with a lot. There's just some stuff that I just don't have any tolerance for. Going back to cheating, I don't have any tolerance for that. I know that there are some women out here who are like, as long as you don't make me look crazy out here in the streets, as long as you don't make me look crazy out here to the public, do what you got to do. You know what I mean? That's all they care about. Me, I don't care if it's public, private. No, I don't.
Yeah, I just thought I saw somebody do that. Women were talking about that. It was like, and one girl said, and this was recently, this was on my timeline, and she was like, long as that other bitch know her place and know who the main one is, and long as she don't come running up on, I was like, baby girl, like, really? Like you settle for that? Like he just working at a plant. Like I can understand if he was a millionaire, or you know, he was like, not even invented something. No, but I'm just saying, like, he need to have a status. Like, don't accept that bullshit from a nigga working at Purdue or Harbor Freight. Like, really? Like, really? Like, have some type of standards about yourself. Like, you're not gonna do me like that. Like, oh, because she knows.
And that goes back to like what you can, like, knowing that you're enough. Like, she's okay with knowing that she's not enough. And that's just something I can't do. Even if you were a millionaire, I don't think I could do. I might try to get some money off of you before I dip, but I couldn't stay in that relationship. I just couldn't.
The craziest thing I've ever heard was a man is like a dog. He might go out in the street, but he always know where home is. What?
Yeah,
that don't make no sense. That makes no sense to me. And so you gonna let this man go catch fleas and then come lay in your bed?
Your mic's on mute, Esther.
Guess what be happening? Guess what happened to dogs that be roaming around? They get hit by a car. I ain't said I did it, but he was just out there. He got hit by a car.
Esther, your mic's on mute.
Oh, she.
So what I was saying before my mic tried to play me, that's because these women settle a lot. A lot of women I notice, they settle. They feel like they have to have a man. I have to have a man. I need a man. Oh my God. No. And so they pick any type of man that feel like they're going to lay up in their bed every other day. Yeah. So, and that's why these relationships are failing. That's why these people are in abusive relationships. That's why they are. Like, it's a lot that goes on when women are just settling just because they be with someone. And I'm sorry, I had to leave Marion County because I couldn't settle. And what I noticed with a lot of women, and I'm just going, they feel like they have to have a man to validate them in Marion County. Oh, he mine. But, and then we get mad at the next woman because their guy is entertaining and but still deal with that guy. I refuse to settle. That's why I moved, because like everybody in that county, they're dealing with each other. They're dealing with each other. They're dealing with each other. So it's a circle. So it's like and they're settling, and it's sad. It's sad.
It's very
sad.
You know what's even sadder, if that's a word? It's sadder.
It don't matter. It makes sense.
People that leave from Marion County to go to college, you're around all these thousands of people, and you end up with the same motherfucker that you. Why did you go off to school? Why did you go to college?
Why aren't you growing?
It's because it's what they're comfortable in. It's because that's what they're comfortable.
They're familiar with it. Exactly.
Yeah. Like it's a familiar feeling. I know. That's why, like, a man who only goes after a man or woman who only goes after one kind of person. Because
not to cut you off, Daniel, but Shiganok said men settle as well, may not be as much as females, but guys definitely settle. And I just want to point that out.
He was getting at that.
Men like
what you're about to say, Daniel, but I just wanted to point that out. That is
no. That was basically my point. It was perfect. What you said. It was perfect. Right. Men settle. Men get a certain age, And it don't matter what the woman got going for herself. It don't matter anything as long as it's a vagina in the bed at one point. You know what I'm saying? And I hate to say it like that, but I mean that's what happens. You know what I'm saying? Like there's literally men that will steer women on for years, and that woman will be right there behind him. He out there having his fun and still got her on a leash because he know if he can't find nothing that he considers better, he still got something for the rest of his life.
Or he knows,
and that don't say nowhere. Right. And that don't say that doesn't say nothing about him, but it says a whole lot about her. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it says a whole lot about him, but I'm just saying, you get what I'm saying? Like it says more about her.
I want to say this real quick because let's talk about cheating and giving up on relationships and stuff. My cousin, I feel as though she's okay with me saying this, you know, but she was in a long-term relationship, like 17 years, and she found out that her guy was cheating on her, like cheating so bad that I feel like he's a sex addict. Like I have no degree, but I'm diagnosing this guy as a sex addict because it was just it was just a lot. And I'm not gonna go into depth. She could come on if she choose to talk about it, and we're probably gonna end up going viral because of this motherfucker. But anyway, but you know, like she said something, and I know y'all probably gonna be like, what? But because I'm dating, conversing with the purpose right now, at first when she told it to me, I was like, girl, what is you talking about? But now I kind of get it a little bit, and it kind of scares me. But what she said was they've been together for 17 years, and he cheated like tremendously to the fact that I think he's a sex addict. Like, I don't even think he can control it. She said, I'd rather let him come back home, wipe his dick off, and then just let him be in the bed. She said, because at least I know what I'm dealing with. And I was like, what? And I didn't agree with that. I did not agree with that, right? But then, like I said, I'm conversing with the purpose right now, like, you know, dating or whatever. Do you know how many double life men that I've dealt with or conversed with where they are married in a relationship and I had no idea, you know? And thank God it didn't go anywhere, you know, intimately or whatnot. But I went back to her and I said, you know what? You might be right. Like, cause ain't shit out here. It damn sure ain't shit out here. So at least like she knows, like, and it's so sad. I'm telling this real life story because it's so sad. Like,
half of these wives, they don't feel like sleeping with their husband anyway. So they feel like the other woman is doing the job. They're doing their job. They just want their man home.
And to take care of the bills.
It's sad. There was self-love, self-confidence. They just definitely settling. And these women they just let these men do whatever they want to do. I guess that's why I'm single, because I just can't. I refuse.
This is what brings on all the church issues.
I'd rather die alone.
That's powerful. Die alone? Really?
Yes, I would rather die alone than be with someone who cannot be faithful to me.
Exactly.
I just can't.
But is that unrealistic? Like, can you say
because when you think about it, even if you are married when you die, you are still dying alone.
Mm-hmm.
With her toy.
Not with the toy. Not the toy.
Oh no.
Kieran, I'm with you. I would die. Bury me with my toy.
I'm not getting no toy now. I'll be a sugar mom before I get
it. What kind of toy she got? I need to know.
I need some warmth. I need some.
I do like warmth.
I need some Snicker bar action.
It's so tight.
Don't knock it till you try. The toy will keep you. It'll do the job.
No, what I'm saying is, I'm not saying I would do a toy, but I'm just saying, like, I would still have a man as well. Like, it just wouldn't probably be my man. Like,
listen. It's not the same. It's not the same, but it'll get the job done. That's all I'm gonna say. But just back to what I was saying, I just rather die alone. The person I'm with can't die with me at the same time anyway. It's not Titanic. It's not The Notebook. Like, we can't sit there and be like, you know, and do our time. So I'm going to die alone anyway. I can't take them with me. I'd rather die alone than be with someone who cannot be faithful to me. I am not enough who thinks
that's what I'm saying. And I know there's people out there that think like me. Like, I know that there's people out there that think like me. And I know that God's going to put us in the same room one day. And I always, even if it doesn't happen, I always say to everybody, I am perfectly fine and content with knowing that I might grow old and just have 10 dogs. I'm perfectly fine.
Hell no.
You know what I'm saying?
I ain't never coming over there, Daniel. I'm gonna have to leave your food at the mailbox.
I'm saying that as a not the mailbox. I'm saying that as a figure of speech when the old lady that can't find a man, so she has 11 cats. That's what I'm saying. Like, I just love dogs. But I'm perfectly content. I agree with you. I'm perfectly content with dying alone. You know what I'm saying? I'm perfectly content with that. Because I just can't. My heart's too big to be played with.
That's the thing that I'm getting at, because I'm a Scorpio. I get it. And now I'm like, okay, that's why I asked you, is your deal breaker cheating? Because let's say right now, you say you're 27. So let's say you meet somebody, you get married within the next 2 years. Do you really think being married within 30, 40 years that there's not going to be no infidelity? And then, we broke down cheating. There's emotional cheating, there's physical cheating, like I just think
if
I know I can do it,
not my deal breaker. Having a baby on me while you're cheating is my deal breaker. Because like we're human. We're separate, definitely human. So
I ain't being nobody's stepmama.
And honestly,
I ain't got no problem being a stepdaddy. I just believe my stepdaddy likes to
if she got pregnant on you while dealing with you, you ain't gonna be no stepdaddy.
No, I'm out of there.
I know it's doable. That's why I won't have a tolerance for it.
That's what I'm saying. I've done it. I'm doing it. Like I said, I've never cheated. I'm doing it now. You know what I'm saying? I've never cheated a day in my life. I'm 27. I started dating in high school. I haven't dating that long, but it's doable. In the worst time where I'm supposed to be a hoe, where I'm supposed to be in my hoe phase. Come on now, I'm going through my 20s.
Daniel, you coming back because I want to talk about hoe phase because I'm a late bloomer and I low-key feel like
me too,
I haven't had my hoe phase
in high school.
I ain't had my hoe phase yet. And I'm like, am I supposed to have a hoe phase before I get married?
Yes.
I don't think.
Oh, well, tomorrow.
I don't think. That's fine.
Or college. If you ever experienced college, I definitely think that should be your whole thing.
Well, I didn't do that. I was just like a nerd.
This is how I feel. And I know we got to go. I don't feel like the average person has to have a whole phase. I don't feel like everybody has to have a whole phase. You know what I'm saying? Because when I had mine, I felt uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. But all right.
Yeah, I was talking about that. I was like, are you supposed to is it mandatory to have a whole phase to do that? But I personally don't think it is. I don't think you have to have that,
Right.
I think you can go through that, which is a whole phase, just sexual experiences, I think you can do that with your spouse, your partner, different places.
You can be a whole for your spouse, but I do think you need to experience others because you never know. Like you just never know.
I don't
for your spouse.
I feel like the different experiences should be experience is necessary. Even jobs want you to have experience.
I went to college as a virgin. You know what I'm saying? And I'm still saying you should definitely experience something.
Can I say one more thing about what you said, Ashley? You said a job asks for experience. Me as a supervisor, I've been a supervisor in a lot of jobs. When I look at resumes, I look at your longevity. I don't look at how many jobs you had. So that's the reason why I'm saying I don't feel like people have to have a whole phase. Because for me, you can get the experience, that's fine. But a whole phase is what? A whole bunch of different experiences in a short period of time.
Not really. You don't have to sleep with
let's talk about the real definition of a whole phase here, Esther. Come on now. I know you want to say what you want to say, but come on now. What's the truth?
You're free. You're doing what you want. You don't have to answer to no one. And if you're sleeping with whosoever you want to, then so be it. But you don't have to.
I'm talking about come on. I'm talking about you
sleeping
with multiple, right? And you sleeping with multiple people at the same time. That's what I consider a hoe. Not the same time, but I'm talking about the same phase in your life. You got 4 different partners that you keep in rotation. You know what I'm saying? You a hoe. That's your hoe phase.
Oh, you think that?
You know what I'm saying?
For a man as well?
For a man too.
Oh.
I have no, okay, like I said, these dudes on here might not like me after this show, okay? But I have no problem calling a man you a hoe. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying?
So you think a woman that have a starting lineup is a hoe?
Yeah. Okay. Let me explain. Not necessarily a starting lineup, but if you get John on Monday and Timmy on Tuesday and John and Joe on Wednesday, or even you skip a day, Joe on Thursday, and then you got Brian on Saturday, yeah. And if you're physical with them, I don't care.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? If you dating, you ain't supposed to. You know what I'm saying? When you're dating, you're going on dates with different people. You're learning different people. Yes. So I don't consider that. But if you are physical with every dude that you're talking to around the same time of each other, you having sex with multiple men and different, like on different times on different days of the week, and it's still the same week, that's a whole phase. You know what I'm saying? So I don't need you to have all of those different experiences.
So your wife can't have a whole phase?
I don't judge nobody on their whole phase because I had one. You know what I'm saying? I don't judge nobody on that. I don't judge you on your past. I don't judge you on your past.
Okay.
I don't judge you on your past. I don't judge you at all on your past. If it's something that you did while you were younger and you working through that, now if it's something you still dabbling in, then I don't know if we can have this conversation. I don't know. But like, if you're like, hey, you know what I'm saying? I'm really feeling you. I want to tell you, yeah, I was a hoe in college. You know, I spent 4 years in a pillow case. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. I get it. You get what I'm saying, though? Like, I get it. I can't judge you off of that. I can't say, okay, now I can't talk to you because you was a hoe 10 years ago. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because you can come to me and be like, man, you the man that changed me. You're the man that makes me want to settle down. Like, you're the man that I can see myself marrying. You know what I'm saying? And I could be the man that God has for her. Mm-hmm. You feel me? Mm-hmm. No matter her decisions. Now, there's some other things that, you know, you take into consideration, but that's just how I feel about that. Okay. I'd rather you have less partners and you can have all the experience with that one partner, 2 partners, 3 partners that you want to have, instead of having a whole phase. Okay, that's just my stance.
Keke, what's your take on relationships this generation?
So listen, y'all said like 10 million things, but there's a few things I want to put out to try to make it quick. Okay. So I think I'm saying it right. Is it Karen Smith? Karen? She said something that said because their parents haven't put in them that they are worthy and enough with or without a man, without a man or woman. Okay, so I have to kind of disagree on that just a little bit. The reason why I have to say I have to disagree on that is because my mom taught me, my family taught me I'm beautiful. My family taught me that I am worth a whole lot more than what people try to make me think. My family taught me that stuff. But see, for 10 years, a lot of people didn't know I suffered depression and low self-esteem at the same time. So they told me that stuff. And that spirit was real abiding in me for all those years. But it led me to think that it wasn't true. So you can be taught that. It's just that it's depending on what happens later. It depends on what's going on later. You got girls that's missing fathers. So they're searching for that missing love in that man. Same thing for some guys. You got some guys that's missing the mother love, and they're looking for that love in that woman. And then you got some guys that's missing the father and don't know how to take it opposite, like Daniel said. So they look for that in that particular person that they don't need to be with. And then Ashley, your cousin, I understand when she said at least she know what she's dealing with. Yeah. She's just too scared to get back out there and find something else. Like
she's comfortable.
Comfortability.
And we do not like being uncomfortable. We don't like new. We don't like trying to take another chance.
We don't like starting over.
Like doing none of that stuff. Mm-hmm. So we want to stay where we already know. We want to stay with what we're familiar with. We want to stay where we know where it's going to go, when in all actuality, you're just hurting yourself. Because like I said before, the more he go put in other women, the more spirits he bring back to her.
Ooh.
He just transfer, picking up and bringing it back.
And that is a real thing.
Ashley, I advise you don't have a whole face.
Oh, I'm not. I'm too old for that. I'm too old and too mean. I was told to. I'm a grumpy old lady.
It's just a little bit.
You already have a standard about yourself, though. You already require. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. Like, to get the man that you want, you have to require the qualities that you want. You already require that. So why lower yourself?
Right. That's true. Don't lower yourself.
Don't lower yourself. You already require.
But I can't say don't be a nickel looking for a dime though.
Ooh.
Like so.
Oh yeah.
I learned that from my first husband, Life Jennings. Don't be a nickel looking for a dime.
I talking about my first husband.
That thing hit my heart, but it's true. But as far as the relationships, if you could think about it for a moment, the relationships back then and the relationships now are not even different. It's just that back then they was able to keep it under wraps. Back then, it's not that she felt like she had to stay or whatever the case may be. She just didn't want new. And I don't care how it go. Here go Michelle. I don't care how it go. You and your kids, as long as you do what you need to do, God knows he'll look out for you and your children. So they didn't need a man. They just wanted that man. And because they had 12 and 13 kids, they felt like they couldn't go nowhere or felt nobody else wanted them, just like women with kids now. You got men out here that can't have kids. They'll happily take a woman with kids. So
I just got my stepdaddy license last month. I'm good.
Right. So the relationships haven't
I just renewed it. I always had it. I just renewed it. Sorry.
You so crazy. Do you have a limit? Is it a limit on your kids, stepkids? Like how many kids are you say no, I can't do that many?
I never quite thought about that.
You should because of financial.
Yeah.
And if you want if you want to have a family as well, you do need to have a limit on kids.
I would say like if you got 3 kids, I'm gonna think about it. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't have kids. I want kids. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, I'm qualified. I've just renewed my stepdaddy license, but I want my own kids. You know what I'm saying? Right. So that's something to think about. Yeah,
I'm asking that because I'm at that phase. Like I think about that. Like I want kids as well, and I'm like I prefer just 2, like 2 kids, 1 baby mom, because I know I want at least like 3, and that's 5. Like that's a lot.
Yeah, it's not, and it's not wrong with that. But like I said, though, like the relationships hadn't changed. The stuff hasn't changed. This is a part of the generational curse. Females thinking they got to put up with it. Females thinking they got to deal with it. Females thinking they got to have all this. Oh, he my dad. That's my child daddy. So what? There is somebody that's out there willing to be a stepdaddy and be a better daddy than what he's ever had been, and a better man. But you can't get to that good man, and you can't get to that good stepdaddy because you too busy holding on to the no good stuff.
Oh, listen, I believe in
you preaching, ma'am.
I believe in blocking.
Preaching.
I'm selfish. Mine can't have no.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, your Wi-Fi.
She look like she deep in thought, but I know she moving.
Right. But I don't know if it's gonna go out or not. But I want her to say what she needs to say. Esther, can you hear us? Because I don't want to close it out without her saying what she needs to say. But I do need to close it out though. Okay. Well, her screen is froze. But this was great. We will be for those of you who are new to this. Normally I record on Sundays, but because Sunday is Super Bowl and then the next Sunday is Valentine's, we're gonna be recording on Thursday. So the next time we'll be recording will be Thursday, February the 11th, 9 o'clock. We're just gonna say 9 because
somebody was talking about the last question.
Because we're running out of time. So that's gonna be the very first question for next Thursday. Because I done lost like 3 guests, three co-hosts already. Cortney, Esther, and then I know Keke gotta go, But that would be good. This is a cliffhanger.
She talking about she off tomorrow.
That's a good. I got stuff I gotta do. I'm trying to sell food tomorrow, so I gotta prep. Then I gotta go to Conway because I got my new trucking business, and I got.
Let me make my quick announcement right quick.
What? Go ahead.
My announcement for next weekend.
What?
Next weekend, next Saturday, the 13th.
The food.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so everyone, next Saturday between the times of 5 and 10 p.m. Well, 5 and 11 p.m. at Heaven Delight on Main Street in Mullins. There's going to be a romantic dinner for two. What is considered romantic, but if you don't have a significant other, you
can I order a to-go plate?
Yeah, you can bring a friend. You could be a family.
Because I ain't gonna sit there with nobody ain't got.
Oh Lord, you can bring a family member. But what it is it is a dinner for two.
Oh, he should do a mixer. Oh, you know what? We need to get together. We should do a single mixer at the restaurant.
You're right. Well, we're gonna work on that. So
yes.
Next Saturday, it is a dinner for two for $40. It's a 3-course meal. So you get a starter, you get your starter of a salad, you get your biscuits, and then you get to choose in between a seafood dinner or steak dinner. And then you get to choose in between red velvet cake or cheesecake. And then if you dine in, you get to choose between Stella Rose, punch, or water. But if you're not dining in, of course, you can't get the alcohol.
I might need to do the $40 for myself.
You so crazy. So and the CDC guidelines are being followed. So it's like 5 couples per the hour. So it's like 5 couples at 5, 5 couples at 6, 5 couples at 7, and so on. So you just call the number on the flyer, or you can inbox me, hit me up somehow through inbox, and you can reserve your table, so you can make sure you at least have a table, because it's only 5 tables, so it's 5 couples by the hour. And then or you can order to go, like we have to go. You'll get the full 3-course meal of the same. So you guys should come.
That is great. So those of you who are deciding to like stay in town or celebrate Valentine's in the home, then that would be a great opportunity for y'all to go get that food and bring it back to the house if you feel more comfortable, or single, like Daniel. Go. You ain't got to worry about cooking. You can focus on You can focus on next week, because I want you on next week. So go ahead.
I was gonna ask, can I come back?
For sure. Look, because we gotta. You were great. You gotta. And then possibly Wes can come back. Hopefully, because he wanted to come for this topic as well. But we will open up with that 5th question about are you open to the bringing in a threesome? Because men have been, that question come up because men have been trying to pressure us to do that, and I ain't with all that.
I've been trying to ponder on that question since you sent it to me.
Listen, if I wanted to play with some cat, I would have been a veterinarian. I don't do that. I'm a caterer, But so stop asking me that, because I ain't doing it, But anyway, this is great. This is awesome.
Whitney asked where it was. It's Main Street in Mullins. I want to say it's 147 Main Street.
Go to her page. Go to her page, you guys. I'm gonna share it again on my page. She gonna share it on her page, so you
tag
guys
me in it so I can share it for you if you can, Keke.
Right. And then I'm also gonna be, if you don't already,
so I can share it.
I'm so serious, y'all. If I want to rub on something furry, yes, I would have been a veterinarian. But we're gonna wrap this up. I have an announcement. Everything ain't going the way I wanted it to go, because I want to go ahead and post it, then announce it. But I'm going to be selling dinners this weekend. Ashley's Yummy Tummy. I'll post it. You'll see, how it's gonna go. But I got a lot of stuff going on. But Whitney, Daniel is single, Wes is single, and they are some great guys. Y'all are some awesome Black men. Whitney, we need to kind of get together and probably do like a little mixer or something. But it's about women. We need to find eligible women that would be good for them. And because they're young. And he already talking about marriage and stuff. Like
27 ain't young. I'll be 28 this year.
I'm 35. I'm 35. You're young.
Listen, Daniel was one of my favorite kids. Like, he was the best. He was nice then, and he's nice now. He is a gentleman. And I done told him he better run that female by me before he talked to her. And I let him know, because I don't listen. That's one of my children I don't play by.
No, I'm doing like loaded fry boxes because I'm testing out because I'm getting my food truck built, and so I'm testing out things. So I'm gonna post it, but as far as like seafood, it's gonna be like fries. So it's gonna be like loaded fries. I'm doing like pizza fries. I'm doing Philly steak and cheese fries. Like what would you would think on the side is gonna go on fries. So testing it out, y'all let me know how it's gonna taste. But I'm gonna post it. Like
that's gonna be in Marion too.
Yeah, it's in Marion. It's gonna be in Marion. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm gonna post it like within. Esther, the reason why I'm not letting you in is because we got to close out. Because if you come back here, we're gonna keep talking, and I got to go. I got to prep food. I got to go to Conway in the morning. I got a lot of stuff. So she announced her food stuff. I'm gonna post my food stuff. So if you're not already, following the Ashley's Yummy Tummy catering page on Facebook, please go like it because I'm gonna post it there. But I'm also gonna post it on my personal page as well. And all you gotta do is just text me your order. Y'all have a good night. We will open up next Thursday, February the 11th, with the question about are you willing to sexually satisfy your partner with a threesome? And then we're gonna incorporate other questions as well. Whitney submitted like a lot of good Valentine's Day questions, romantic stuff,
Oh,
I'll give you a hint on one. For those of you watching, I know you've heard the phrase happy wife, happy life. We're gonna talk about that. See you guys next week. Bye.
Yeah, I had fun. This is my very first podcast. I had fun.
All right, let me start the recording.